In 2020, one of the best thrillers of the year, Alone, was released. The movie Alone follows a grieving young woman driving cross country who begins to be stalked by an awkward, dangerous man. It's a tense, creepy thriller that has a great plot, superb acting, great cinematography, and cool camera angles and an awesome ending. In general, I really can't say enough good things about this movie, but I'm gonna do my best. First, though, I'm going to give a quick recap of the movie just in case it's been 4 years and you haven't seen it or you haven't watched it at all. Now, in the movie, recently widowed Jessica, played by actress Jules Wilcox, packs up her car and heads out for a cross country trip. Now, along the way, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, she begins to be stalked by this creepy man named Sam in a Jeep. Now he tries a number of things to take her, and essentially the situation escalates with him being just creepy to just getting downright dangerous. Now Jessica wisely avoids several of his traps, but eventually Sam, he slits her tires and he's able to abduct her on this dark, desolate road. He soon locks her up in a basement, and Jessica escapes rushing out into the woods. Now, here we, the viewer, are treated to a really cool game of cat and mouse as we watch Sam hunt Jessica in the woods. Now, Sam isn't some skilled outdoorsman, he's actually a family man, but Jessica manages to really outsmart Sam, and despite being wounded, she eventually kills him. So this film really got a lot of things right in the writing. One, it didn't spend too much time on the road scenes. I think the perfect amount was done in terms of Sam stalking her. In addition, the pacing was really good in this movie, with the scenes increasingly becoming more unsettling, with Sam first just appearing like a jerk, and then essentially transitioning to this weirdo, and then to someone who looked like a legitimate threat, a very dangerous person. Much of the strength in this movie has to do with the fact also that Jessica makes pretty good decisions overall. Often in movies like this, we see the lead character make one or two bad decisions and then somehow they have to make up for it. But in this movie, this doesn't seem to happen, at least in my opinion. Now, for example, when Jessica is taken on the side of the road, I think she made the only decision she could. She essentially breaks down, her tire is slit on her trailer, and she's on a dark, desolate road. One side of the road, there's a cliff, and she attempts to unhitch the trailer as she sees that Sam is driving up towards her. I didn't think she could do anything else in the situation. Maybe she could have ran in the woods and hid, but I think Sam knew exactly where she was, and he kind of creeped up on her in a stalkerish way. She also makes a good decision after she escaped from the home Sam had rented. She ran into the woods, and I was expecting her to try and run to the car, try to start it. It wouldn't start. Sam would catch up. He'd grab her and throw her back in the basement. That's something we see all too often, but she was smart. She went out into the woods and was able to get away. Now, the only thing I could say possibly that was somewhat questionable was when she got in the back of Sam's truck at the end. It could have really ended badly, and it might have been smarter to grab his phone and run off in the woods. Still, one could argue against this, that if Sam got back in the car and he couldn't find his phone, he would begin scouring the area, knowing Jessica was nearby. Not to mention, even if she stole the phone, maybe there wasn't a cell signal out there. That's very possible too. In addition, it's also the case that she was really badly wounded and she just might not have been able to go on much longer. Now, the ending of this movie was terrific too. Jessica, who learns earlier in the movie Sam is a family man, calls Sam's wife and tells her the truth about her husband. Now, Sam can only listen and watch as his world is about to come tumbling down. I thought Sam came really unhinged here, and still could have potentially salvaged the situation if he had not said anything while he was on speaker. He could have managed to get the phone back maybe quickly enough. He could have cut the phone call. Later, he could have told his wife someone stole his phone, he was assaulted or something. Or he could have claimed even, something like an affair was going on and the girl just lost it on him. I don't think many women are going to believe their husband is a serial killer. It seems though at this point, Sam kind of knows the gig is up and he's going to be content getting this one last kill. Of course, that doesn't happen here. An angered Jessica kills him. Now, I have to contrast this with another movie I reviewed on this channel named, not Cloverfield, The Clove Hitch Killer. In that movie, the dad is a serial killer and the son ends up killing him in the end. And essentially, he protects the secret from his sister and from his mom. But in this case, Jessica, she just didn't care. She wanted them to know the truth. So he doesn't have any sort of positive legacy attached to his name. Now, coming back to Sam, played by Mark Benchacha, he's really excellent in this movie. He's just really creepy and plays the strange, awkward guy incredibly well. He's definitely not someone you would want to meet in a rest area bathroom. As creepy as he is, though, it's actually tough to believe he's married to Game of Thrones Lena Headey. I'll always remember him, though, as Rita's ex-boyfriend on the TV show Dexter. Love that show. Now, he was troubled on that show, too, so he seems to play that role really well. Well, Menchaca did excellent. Jules Wilcox, who plays Jessica, she did great, too. I especially thought she did good transforming from this isolated, damaged woman to a person determined to absolutely not only kill Sam, but also ruin any positive memory his family might have had about him. To me, this movie felt very similar to another thriller I just reviewed, Don't Move. In both movies, a grieving woman is attacked, kidnapped by a creepy man in the woods. The stories are of course different in both movies, but generally they had a lot of similar characteristics. I thought overall Alone was better than Don't Move, as the ending of Don't Move really had a number of plot holes, like the woman's ability to swim across a lake, although she was just paralyzed a few moments ago. Now, coming back to Alone, I also want to call out the terrific cinematography, as it was really good in this movie. The camera wasn't shaky, and the movie did a good job picking the right camera angle for a number of scenes, both on the road and out in the woods. In sum, this is definitely a terrific, underrated movie. I'd surely suggest to add it to your watch list.